5 missing persons in New England that you've probably never heard of. The brisk March evening in 1980 held a chill that bit into the quaint town of Newton, New Hampshire, as Rachael Garden, a vivacious 15-year-old, walked towards the unknown. Born on December 30th, 1964, Rachael was the eldest of 4. Her life woven with the threads of family bonds and youthful rebellion. Described as fun-loving and friendly, Rachael's spirit occasionally clashed with the rules set by her parents. Headstrong and outspoken, she would vent to friends about the constraints that encircled her teenage world. Yet, beneath the rebellious exterior, she was a good kid, her heart dancing with the rhythm of her own youthful beat. At Sanborn Regional High School, where she was a freshman, Rachael would sometimes skip classes to indulge in forbidden pleasures with fellow students in the woods near Maple Avenue. When not at school, she found solace in the company of her beloved horse, a loyal companion in the chaos of adolescence. Then came the evening of March 22nd, 1980. Rachael, a familiar face at Rowe's Corner Market, walked in, her steps imprinted with a sense of routine. Chewing gum and a pack of cigarettes exchanged hands, marking a transaction that would cast a shadow over the town. The market's owner claimed he saw Rachael depart the store sometime between 9 and 9:30 p.m., walking north on Main Street. Her destination was a friend's house down the road, a plan that would never materialize, and one that her friend was unaware of. The night swallowed her presence, leaving an eerie void. The morning of March 23rd unfolded with an ominous silence. Rachael's absence gnawed at her mother's heart, prompting a call to the police around 10 a.m. Helicopters circled overhead, scouts scoured the woods, and a mother's desperate search yielded no trace. The town, with its limited police resources, grappled with the mystery. Initial suspicions of a runaway dissolved in the face of witnesses claiming to have seen Rachael with 3 men of questionable reputation. One would later serve time in prison for rape and assault. Allegedly, while at a bar in Haverhill, Massachusetts, one of the men confessed to killing Rachael. While specifics about this confession have not been released, it did prompt investigators to dig up a site off Route 108, beside a stone wall and a stream. However, no remains or evidence were found. In 1989, the State Major Police Crime Unit excavated a 60-square-foot patch of woods in Newton, but no evidence was recovered. In 2008, police searched Ice Pond and Country Road using sonar equipment, and divers spent 2 days searching Country Pond. Other tips have come in over the years, but nothing has led to fruition to date. The theories spiraled. Did Rachael run away, or did foul play entangle her fate? The shadows deepened as online sleuths connected her disappearance to that of Laureen Ron, and the whispers of serial killers lurking in the periphery. Amidst the theories, a chilling possibility emerged. The last person to see her alive, the shop owner of Rowe's Corner Market, had a haunting past. A convicted murderer from 1970, he had relocated to Newton and opened Rowe's Corner Market. Online comments hinted at a lingering unease and a nauseating smell that remained unexplored. In the aftermath, Rachael's classmates, unaware of the tragedy, assumed she'd moved or dropped out. The passage of time cast a shroud over the memories of a spirited teenager lost to the night. As the years flowed on, Rachael's mother guarded her heart, reluctant to speak of the ache that lingered. The case, though cold, remains open, a silent plea for answers. The missing posters may have faded, but the desire for resolution persists. Rachael was 15 years old, 5 feet 1 inch tall, and weighed 100 pounds at the time of her disappearance. She has light brown hair and hazel eyes, and has pierced ears. She was last seen wearing a 2-toned blue ski parka, a plaid shirt with silver threads, blue jeans, and brown lace-up shoes. She was carrying a dark blue tote bag with the word "Things" imprinted on one side. If anyone holds the key to unraveling the mystery of Rachel's disappearance, they are urged to contact the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office or the Newton Police Department. The echoes of a rebellious teenager's laughter should not be drowned out by the silence of uncertainty. The chill of the Vermont night clung to the snow-covered streets of Burlington as Craig Eugene Alexander stepped out into the darkness on that fateful evening of January 28, 1985. Little did he know it would be the last time anyone would see him again. Born July 19, 1961, and raised in the picturesque town of Burlington, Craig had just left his parents' home in Berlin, New Hampshire, after packing his car to return to college. A 23-year-old white male with blonde hair, blue eyes, a beard, and a mustache. Standing at 6 feet tall and weighing 150 pounds, Craig was a familiar face in the community, the son of a prominent architect and an accomplished attorney. The last thing he was seen wearing was a blue parka with white lining and white trim. He wore eyeglasses and had previously suffered from a medical condition called pneumothorax, a collapsed lung, but had recovered before he went missing. As he bid farewell to his parents and embarked on the journey back to college, Craig, an individual who cherished creature comforts, grabbed a slice of leftover pizza from the dinner table on his way out the door. Little did he know, this seemingly mundane act would become a haunting detail in the mysterious disappearance that unfolded that night. Craig's journey led him to the snowy streets of Burlington, where he parked his green Mazda in front of the Lane Press offices on 315 St. Paul Street. He then made his way to a friend's home a few doors down at 325 St. Paul Street. After spending some time with his friend, Craig left at 11 p.m. setting foot into the cold Vermont night. Days turned into an agonizing wait when, after a few days of silence, Craig's family grew worried. His father, concerned and determined, set out to find his son. And what he discovered sent shivers down his spine. Craig's Mazda, buried in a snowdrift, exactly where he had parked it. The situation escalated, with Craig's parents expressing disbelief that their son, who valued the comfort of his car so much, would willingly leave it behind. In an interview, his father revealed that after a month, they had resigned themselves to the idea that they might not be looking for a live person anymore. The police, however, took a different stance, conducting only a cursory investigation. They checked for activity on Craig's bank account, filed a report in the national database, and put out a bee on the lookout to other patrol cars. The prevailing notion was that, as an adult, Craig had the freedom to disappear without notifying anyone. But his family couldn't accept this theory. Craig's parents suspected foul play from the start, a sentiment that only deepened as the days turned into weeks. They held on to the hope that, once the snow melted, they would find some answers. Yet, the melting snow revealed no trace of Craig. The mystery surrounding Craig Eugene Alexander's disappearance remains unsolved to this day. His siblings are left to grapple with the haunting questions of his fate. The chilling details of that snowy night, the abandoned car, and the unanswered questions continue to echo through the decades. If you have any information that could help unravel the mystery of Craig's disappearance, please contact the Burlington Police Department. Today we are going to discuss the missing persons case of Katrina McVeigh, a 27-year-old mother of 3, last seen in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. The last time anyone had seen Katrina was on May 3, 1992. She was getting into a car near Front Street and Lincoln Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Katrina had recently left her husband, Richard McVeigh, after a very abusive relationship. At the time of her disappearance, she was no longer living with him. After leaving him, She had moved into a shelter for battered women, but was forced to leave when Richard showed up to the location looking for her. The shelter asked her to leave due to security risks to the secret location of the site. For a while after, she was homeless and lived in a memorial park until another woman saw her and took her in. Her last residence was at 295 2nd Avenue in Woonsocket, where she lived with that same friend who took her in and was allegedly the last person to see her alive. Her mother reported her missing on June 17, 1992. In several interviews with news agencies, her mother stated she believed Katrina was killed by someone close to her. While she stopped short of accusing Katrina's husband, Richard, directly, her mother said that in the weeks after her daughter vanished, Richard called her on the telephone and told her, quote, she was by the Blackstone River. Katrina suffered years of abuse at the hands of Richard, which ultimately cost her her home and custody of her 3 children, and possibly the ultimate loss of her life. Katrina's brother says rumors that his sister was buried along the riverside prompted him to search for her remains on more than one occasion. One such search a couple of weeks after her disappearance, he found what he believed was the shirt his sister was wearing when she was last seen. He said he found it in an area where the river cuts through Costa Park. Woonsocket police cadaver dogs also searched along the river without yielding any results. In another strange incident, Katrina's mother said a friend of hers, who also attended a Bible study class with Richard McVeigh, called her on the phone and said to tell her son, quote, you're never going to find her. Katrina's mother believed that McVeigh may have told this person to call. The family have adopted a rusty bridge that carries Selah Street across the Blackstone River as a memorial site for Katrina, a place they believe her remains may still be found. Her family would bring carnations to throw in the river to honor her memory. Carnations were Katrina's favorite flower. In an interview, her brother stated simply, quote, a river can become a memorial to somebody when you don't have the answers. Richard McVeigh passed away from lung cancer in prison some time ago. According to law enforcement, Richard was in jail shortly before and after his wife's disappearance, but was not in jail at the time of her disappearance. He was charged with domestic assault in 1991 and was sentenced to 6 months in September 1991. He was also convicted on first-degree sexual assault in 1992 and was incarcerated again in September 1992. He also had a previous record of several crimes, including second-degree child abuse in 1989. And, according to Katrina's brother, Richard's first wife died under suspicious circumstances. While we may never get answer to who is responsible for Katrina's disappearance, we do hope her remains are discovered one day, so the family can have some resolution. Police continue to look for answers and have added her to a deck of playing cards that highlight unsolved homicides or missing persons cases in Rhode Island. Katrina McVeigh is the 9 of diamonds. Katrina was 27 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is described as a white female and was 5 feet 1 inches, 90 pounds, with wavy brown hair and hazel eyes, and pierced ears. Her family described her as having a flashy smile and worked hard to take care of her children, before falling on hard times as a victim of domestic abuse. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the Woonsocket Police Department. As the clock etched closer to midnight on New Year's Eve in 1992, a bitter chill permeated the air, casting an eerie shadow over the vibrant streets of Dorchester, Massachusetts. Amidst the revelry, a mysterious event unfolded, enveloping the final moments of Lvette Hall in uncertainty. Her last known location was the Franklin Field Project, situated at the intersection of Blue Hill Avenue and Westview Street, a crossroads now echoing with unanswered questions. At approximately 3 p.m. on December 31st, the clock hands seemingly froze, marking the alleged last sighting of Lisa. The haunting question persisted. Did she venture into the nearby Franklin Park? only to meet a sinister fate? Blue Hill Avenue, a bustling thoroughfare, demanded scrutiny. Was her abduction witnessed by someone there? Or did she board a vehicle, disappearing into the labyrinth of unknown streets? Dorchester is a diverse working-class neighborhood within the heart of Boston. Franklin Field Project, a living space offering hope for low and moderate-income individuals and families, stood as both a refuge and a silent witness. Established in 1954 with state and federal funds, the complex housed 345 units, a community near a park, a teen center, an elementary school, and even the Franklin Park Zoo. Yet, within this seemingly tranquil setting, darkness found its way. Born on August 9, 1965, Lisa was 27 when she went missing. Her description etched in the collective memory. A black female, 5 feet 4 inches tall, 100 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes with a ponytail framing her face. 2 scars, one on her forehead, another on her face, told stories untold. Pierced ears and a distinctive fashion sense. A gold-colored shirt, blue jeans adorned with a black suede design on the front, a long black coat, and black boots made her unforgettable. Today, she would be 58, but time has not dimmed the urgency. Boston authorities carry the torch of investigation, urging anyone with information to contact the Boston Police Department. In the chill of a winter's night, the story of Lisa Lvette Hall lingers, an unsolved disappearance waiting to be solved. What should have been a joyous time of year turned into a nightmare for the Chau family on Christmas Eve 2005. 19-year-old Siphat Chau, known to his family and friends as Phat, had come home for the holidays to stay with his family when he was last seen on the couch with his computer at his family's home in Portland, Maine, shortly after 1:00 a.m. on December 24th. It was in the morning that his family discovered he was no longer there. Left behind were his wallet, car keys, and his car. Phat had been an honors student at Portland High School, and after graduating in June, he enrolled at the University of Maine in the town of Rowe. He had received a partial scholarship and was majoring in business. According to reports, he had not yet registered for the spring semester. He was 19 years old at the time of his disappearance, and has been described by friends and family as charming and outgoing. He is an Asian male with black hair and brown eyes and was 5 foot 8 inches, 140 pounds. He had a scar on his chin. He was last seen wearing a red sweatshirt, blue jeans, Timberland boots, and possibly a black suede jacket and a beanie hat. Chau, whose parents emigrated from Vietnam, came to Portland as a child. He attended the Seeds of Peace Camp, a non-profit organization that helps teenagers from regions of conflict learn the skills of making peace, according to their mission statement. In their newsletter shortly after his disappearance, they wrote that when they learned that he was missing, Seeds organized a search for him the next day, which included about 20 people, including family and friends, from the Portland area. They searched woods, railroad tracks, and warehouses near his home and did not find anything. They also handed out local flyers and got a local news station to feature a story. His sister has stated, quote, "We try to think in a positive way. It was hard for us to accept the fact he was missing. After that, we ran out of ideas of what else we could do. At some point, you have to go on." End quote. According to reports, Phat had some financial problems that may have stemmed from online gambling. It is for this reason that he was asked to come home to be close to the family. His father has said, quote, "He's always thinking he wants to do everything by himself, not depend on family. I still feel very bad I didn't keep close with him. He's always thinking I don't love him. I love him very much." End quote. News articles from the time reported that police had interviewed people who knew him, developing a timeline of the hours and days before his disappearance, and searched tidal waters near the family home. Anyone with information is asked to call Portland Police at 2078-74-8575.